Okay. Okay, how are we doing? Looks like we're live. So first things first, sorry this is a slightly different time today. I was out late. I didn't get to sleep until about 2:30 last night. So I am very tired, but I'm okay at the moment. I just know once I get to 10 o'clock, which is what the original time was, I'm going to be absolutely wasted. So that's kind of where we're at. Let's turn that off. So what I thought I'd do is come in. We could do a little stream during the day. It can be watched back if anybody wants to catch up with it. And yeah, and of course this is a completely different time, so I'm not necessarily expecting many people today. But I thought it'd be nice to put some content down and maybe play a game. The City of Thieves, fighting fantasy book number 5, with this amazing artwork. I've got a here. So there's something about seeing it on the screen. It doesn't look as good. So number 5, the digital representation it's not as good. So we're going to have a look at this, and then I'm going to quickly give you some 2.6 updates. Which there's been a couple of things I wanted to mention. So Talahar, how are you doing? Good to see you. I think this has completely caught everybody off guard, because I know it's about Zach. Good to see you. I know it must be about 10 a.m. in America on a Friday, so people probably at work. I know that's not great, and some of you can watch this sort of thing at work, so that's fine, but yeah, it may be more of a case of watching it later this evening. So Omega, how are you doing? Good to see you. And yeah, so I thought I'd do that, do a bit of news and then play a game. Todd, how are you doing? Good to see you. And hopefully, shush, don't tell the boss, lol. Yeah, exactly. I'm currently playing DD6 at work on a break. Fantastic. That's great to hear. What level are you on, Amiga? Awesome. And do you know about the Facebook page? I think a bit of something that's a little bit confusing is people's handles on YouTube are different than they are maybe in like Facebook. So you may be someone I know. I don't know. I had City of Thieves in German. Die Stadt de Daiby. Daiby? Yeah, we're not going to play that game. We're going to play City of Thieves. Yeah, so this is one of my favourite fighting fantasy books that we're going to be looking at. But first, as I say, I thought I'd just give you a little bit of an update for 2D6 Legendary Dungeon. I'm obviously working away on that. Amiga says, yes, I'm the one with the huge level 1. I'm still on it. Hoping I'll find the exit today. About to leave my character, level my character up to level 4. Wow. Felicia, how are you doing? Good to see you. Oh, I like your sunflower icon there. Very nice. Oh, bring on the summer. Or spring even. That'd be nice. God. Can't wait to see the plants starting to grow again. I'm not a winter person. It just gets me down big time. I use a sun lamp occasionally for some sun lamp therapy. I get dry skin, and I just, lack of sun just so depressing. A little bit. I find it helps a huge amount actually using a sun lamp. That's not me a sun bed. That's not me lying out with the goggles on my face and just doing the whole Dragon Shadow. Good morning. Early stream today. Yes, a little bit of a different one. Good to see you, my friend. Just because although I seem invigorated now, I know come 10 o'clock I'm going to be absolutely knackered because we were up very late last night. As it turns out, Thursdays are developing into a bit of a games night with my sister-in-law and her husband, and which is nice. It's nice if you spend a lot of time designing games. It's quite nice to actually play them sometimes as well. So yeah, so it probably will be Friday nights ordinarily. I last night was a bit of an odd one because we had a few drinks, and although I'm not hungover or anything, it went on a bit longer than normal. So and I just didn't sleep very well for some reason. So, question for you, Toby: have you sent out any digital rewards for existing content yet? Yes. It's okay if not. I just wanted to make sure I hadn't missed it somehow. You have missed it, my friend. They've been sent out over the last few days. Because it's a lot of emails, we have to send it over, stagger it over a couple of days because our email account can only send so many emails. The way it is these days. And so we sent it out. Just email me at toby@drgames.co.uk. The website address is on the screen there. You probably know this address already. toby@drgames.co.uk, and I will respond to you with the links. In fact, if you send it now, Jo's doing emails, so she'll probably be able to just send out some of that stuff to you. So that'll be all right. Just DLD. Yes, exactly. Dragon says interesting. I haven't gotten any emails, so maybe just wait a few days, see if it comes through. No, Felicia. Check your junk box. That's the only problem these days. People's security levels are pretty high on their emails without even realising it. Check your junk. Hopefully it's there. Send me a message if it hasn't. In fact, anybody who's watching this back, just send me an email and we will check your junk box. Someone told me it had gone into their junk box, so yeah, that's the first bit of news as far as 2D6 Legendary Dungeon goes. All the digital rewards of the older products, not the new products. This is not the digital version of 2D6 Legendary Dungeon. We're way off that yet. This is the older stuff: Dungeon, Realm, the cards, the bookmarks, the event cards. We sent those out. Now, of course, there is a slim possibility we might have missed somebody, but rarely do we get any issues with that type of thing, to be honest. Jo does all the spreadsheets, and she's really good with that. So, yeah, just check your junk and let me know, or send an email. toby@drgames.co.uk. So that is the first bit of news. All the digital rewards have been sent out. I didn't see any other DL. Dragon Shadow, we sent... What were you missing? Because you probably did just the digital for the... You've got all the stuff already, haven't you? So there's no Legendary Dungeon DLC yet. It is just the older products. Another thing as well, we have... I've completed the level 10 generator document. So, yeah, I think that probably is... Yeah, Dragon Shadow. I just imagine that's probably what it was that you didn't have, but then you picked it. Yeah, so the level 10 generator document sent to testers. So the main core rules of 2D6 Legendary Dungeon has all the stuff you need to play this super powered dungeon in it, but also it's got some rules for generating level 10 characters, because you need one of those to enter this new dungeon. Now, that is part of the core rules for 2d6 Legendary Dungeon. You get it. It's just part of that book. But to facilitate the possibility of some, well, people may not have a character that's level 10, put it that way. And so there are rules in there to sort of allow you to generate this level 10 character. I've taken those out, okay, and those are now a separate document. It's a temporary document, just while we're testing it. So I've sent that to the testers, and hopefully they will. Sorry, my cursor was distracting me there. Hopefully they will do some testing. So all testers, if you think you're on the tester list, check your emails. It may go into your junk box. Have a look at that. If anybody fancies testing and generating a level 10 character, basically this means looking at the rules that I've written and following them and seeing if it works for you, and seeing if that seeing if it's translatable, or if I need to make it simpler, or if I just need to provide a base character, if you see what I'm saying, that makes it easier for everybody to just jump in and start playing, which you will be able to do if you know 2d6 Dungeon. And don't forget, you do need the original 2d6 Dungeon to play 2d6 Legendary Dungeon. So that is basically where we're at with that. Now, if you're watching this back on the tubes and you're like, well, that sounds interesting, I'd like to generate a level 10 character, send me an email. Okay? I can't guarantee that you'll go straight onto the main full testing email list, but what I can do is send you a copy of this file, and you'll be able to give it a go and generate a level 10 character. So if that interests you, email me, Toby@DRGames. The web address is on the site there. You just got to add Toby to the front with the @ and I will send it out to you, and it'll be great to see people that are generating characters and coming back to me with that. I'm up for testing the process. Amiga, send me that email, as I was saying, and I'm pleased that you found your DLC, which is awesome. So it does seem like a lot of people are getting it in their junk, which is really annoying. Felicia, did you check your junk box there? So that is a couple of points there. So if you can, then just be aware that would be fantastic for me if you could do that. We could have some characters created, which would be awesome. And another point is I am, of course, the work is continuing on 2d6 Legendary Dungeon, but part of that is doing the Animal Companion book. Now, that is something that is taking a bit longer than I had expected, which is fine. So I'm going to carry on doing the dungeon and doing the Animal Companion next to each other. And I just feel that I want to make the Animal Companion a bit more chunky and a bit more fun. So as I've been designing it, it was going to be straightforward before, but I'm adding in some additional stuff that's going to give you extra options, which should be fun. So that's on the cards. Now, I have said to some of my key testers that was coming out this week, but it's not going to happen. It will probably be next. It'll probably be next week or the week after now. But I'm not going to rush that, because I feel like this is going to be a nice thing for people to get their hands on, and so we want it to have it done properly. But that will hopefully go into testing in a couple of weeks, and then I'm also hoping that the first level of the dungeon will be ready pretty soon. So before the end of February. So then I'll hopefully we'll be able to push out the next levels pretty quickly. That's the plan. It's getting that first one down and looking at how the magic works within the context of the rooms that I create. Felicia says, "Hi Toby, I checked I thought the links were for the legendary stuff. That's my bad. No rush at all. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything, of course. Felicia, if you think I can write 5 levels of the dungeon in 3 weeks, then you've got very high expectations. No, it's going to take a fair few months to write all that. If still need testing in March, I'd be interested, but February is a bit busy for me. Understood. The level 10 character stuff probably will be hopefully finalised by then. So, but there may be some other stuff that you can have a look at. Zach, are you still thinking of letting people create their own animal companions to bring into the dungeon? Yes, that's what this book's about. So it's important that animals are going to have a different role. If you think about it, you're going to have different types of animal that some are going to be able to fight, others are going to have other functions and uses. If you have a hawk, like out of Beastmaster, then that may well just throw in the occasional attack. But if a bird gets hit with a weapon, it's probably going to be killed, isn't it? The reality of it is. So it may be that some pets serve different functions. So I'm having to think a little bit more about it and what I can bring to the game with it, and hopefully make the most of it. So that is the Animal Companion expansion, which was funded in the last Kickstarter. And if you haven't got that, Zach, if you haven't got that on your Kickstarter, you can do a late pledge. The link is in the description. So that is there. Good, Zach. That's fantastic. Thank you for saying that. That's about it at the moment. I'm just sort of bogged down with that stuff. I've been doing a little bit on the, because majority of my time is doing that. But understandably, like with any job, you don't do one thing all the time, do you, really? Unless you're on a production line in a factory. And even then, they probably shift you to a different machine. So one of the other jobs that I do is I'm designing this cowboy game as well, which is going to be a smaller game. But I've been doing a little bit on that. And I've decided that is actually called Wild West Marshal. So you are the marshal of a town rather than a bounty hunter, and you have to kind of manage the town. And that's kind of where we're at with that whole situation. So and then I've been doing some stats and stuff like that, and getting stuff like that together. So that's exciting. Michael, okay, yeah, so that's basically where we're at. That's what I'm doing. Keep my head down, try not to get too depressed with the weather, and so there's nothing, so to speak, to test on stream today. So what I thought it would be nice is if I play a game. Occasionally I do a fighting fantasy game. I never finish the books. I do a bit of reading, and we get some of the way. It's a bit of a laugh, and cowboy game. I'm so on board. Omega, fantastic. There aren't enough cowboy games, so yeah, it is something that's coming. I'm excited about it. It's going to be simpler than 2D6 Dungeon, and it's going to be available digitally to begin with. So we'll just have to see whether that progresses from. Ye to the whore, friends! Yay! Tala! Yeehaw! It's what I think you. Indeed, it's going to be fun. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. So let's have a look at the City of Thieves. So just to give you a little bit of context here. Howdy, mister! Says Omega to Talaha. So some context. So imagine an 11-year-old Toby or 12-year-old Toby picking up a copy of the City of Thieves. This is not my original book. Unfortunately, I lost all my original books in transit. I had them all. I had like 40 of them, and the box got lost when we moved. And I think I cried for about 2 weeks. But don't feel sorry for me, because, you know, I spent some time collecting them up again, and that's just how the fates work out sometimes, isn't it? So this is the City of Thieves. It's got this most amazing art by Ian McCaig, who's like a massive influence in the fantasy painting and illustration, fantasy art world. And he's had fingers in a few pies, because can you see the cover here that Ian did? Okay, and this book's written by Ian Livingstone, one of the founders of Games Workshop, Sir Ian Livingstone now. And this one here is number 5. And see this character on the front, I forget his name, maybe we'll meet them as we go around. He is the inspiration for Darth Maul, because Ian McCaig went on and designed the Darth Maul look for episode 1 of Star Wars. Not a great episode, but Darth Maul has lived on in the folklore, the mythos of Star Wars. And it's a little bit of the City of Thieves there in Star Wars, and I love that. And there he is at the front. And the internal illustrations are just awesome and just crazy as well. We will pause when we see an illustration to admire Ian McCaig's art. So I cannot remember much about this book. When I see some of the pictures, it brings back a certain nostalgia vibe. It's not as key in my memory as like Warlock or Citadel, or Demon or Death Trap Dungeon, but this one is iconic. Put it that way. It's up there. It's considered up there. So the back. Let's play this. Let me just see here. Yes, read. Fighting fantasy. Here we go. We don't adventurer. We'll do adventurer. So you've chosen adventurer difficulty mode. So this is how this displays, like a book, which is nice. I like this feel. You can pick either the black and white or colour, and I like doing the black and white. It's just, again, it's that nostalgia vibe. I'm an addict to nostalgia. So I've got to generate my character. We'll do that. Let's just read the story. I've got some water here as well. I'm not a professional reader, but I was a teacher, and I've done quite a lot of this sort of thing. So hopefully it comes out okay. I apologise if it doesn't. Terror stalks the night as Zanbar Bone and his bloodthirsty moon dogs hold the prosperous town of Silverton to ransom. You, that's you, are an adventurer, and the merchants of Silverton turn to you in their hour of need. And why the hell wouldn't they? Your mission takes you along dark, twisting streets where thieves, vagabonds, and creatures of the night lie in wait to trap the unweary traveller. And beyond lies the most fearsome adventure of them all, the tower stronghold of the infamous Zanbar Bone. There you go. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I'll keep the book there because I like to sort of just snuggle up to it occasionally. Hey now, episode 1 was my first ever Star Wars. I remember going to the theatre with my dad and watching it. Omega, this made me feel very old. But that's fantastic. Okay, let's roll for stamina. Come on. Oh. You rolled a 7 plus a base of 12 means you have 19. Let's do skill. So this game has a fairly straightforward system where you roll and add your skill or stamina, your skill, and it pops up. It's got a nice little automated system. It's not too funky. Luck. Let's go high with luck. Come on. 5. Not bad. You spend luck points as you go through these adventures. And another little bit of context is with these games are very much an inspiration for 2D6 Legendary Dungeon. Yeah. So let's not forget. We have to remember the origins. Yeah? Have to remember the origins. So these tables are very much inspired by the concept of turning to a page to read a bit of narrative. All right. Obviously, the random nature of my tables increases the playability of these things, but this is where it started. I was 10 when I read like The Warlock of Firetop Mountain. It changed my life. I mean, not when I was 10, but over a period of time. It just fed my imagination constantly. It's like a subconscious backdrop to everything that I did. The rooms in that place, the finding the treasure, just the mystical nature of the illustrations was just a beautiful thing. And I treasure it. So there you go. Bit of context. Fight fantasy, massive inspiration. This is book 5. Here we go. Potion of skill. The potion of skill and strength will fully restore your skill or stamina points, respectively. The potion of fortune will add 1 luck to your initial luck before fully restoring your luck potions. Okay. So we need the potion of strength really because that will restore the stamina, and that's really what you need. So we'll get the potion of strength, I think. Yes. And then next you must prepare your adventurer's equipment. You begin your adventure with a sword and shield, leather armor, and a backpack containing provisions, food, and drink for your journey ahead. Rationing your provisions is key to a successful adventure. They may be consumed at any time, excluding combat, by accessing the character sheet. Each meal restores 4 stamina. Be sure to pay close attention to your stamina and restore it regularly. Okay, we get that. Okay. You are an adventurer in a world of monsters and magic, living by quickness of wit and skill of sword. You earn your gold as a hired warrior, usually in the employ of rich nobles and barons on missions too difficult for their own people. Skilled. Slaying monsters and fearsome beasts in pursuit of some fabled treasure comes as second nature to you. Being experienced and highly trained in the art of the sword, you allow nothing to stand in your way on your quest. Your success on the mission is always assured, and your reputation has spread throughout the lands. Whenever you enter a village or town, the news of your arrival spreads through the citizens like wildfire. I'm a celebrity! Stefan, good to see you, my friend. At last. Never met the dragon. What was that? One evening, after a long walk through the outlands, you arrive at Silverton, a town which lies at the crossroads of the main trading routes in these parts. Great wooden wagons, hauled by teams of oxen, are often seen rumbling slowly through the town laden with herbs, spices, silks, metalware, and exotic foods from far-off lands. Over the years, Silverton has prospered as a result of the rich merchants and traders stopping there en route to distant markets. Its wealth is quite apparent, with ornate buildings and richly dressed people aplenty. But as you enter the town gate, something strikes you as being not quite right. The people look nervous and on edge. Then you notice that all the windows on the buildings have great iron grills bolted over them, and the doors have been strengthened too. Although you usually prefer your own company to that of others, you decide to stay in Silverton for the night. You want to find out who or what is troubling the people. Clearly. Right. Now, it's not all like this. The intro page is always a bit longer. It sets the scene, and then it's often quick exchanges. So it's not going to be me just reading just loads of text just all the time. We're going to have fights. We're going to have encounters. And incidentally, Ian Livingstone, Sir Ian, who wrote this, he's notorious for making his books much harder than Steve Jackson's, who was the partner in crime, if you like, who created Games Workshop. As you walk down the main street, a single note from a bell rings from a tall tower ahead. Then a man shouts, almost desperately, "Nightfall! Nightfall! Everybody indoors!" You see people scurrying around with anxious faces and looking surprised when they see you. Across the street you see a tavern with the words "The Old Toad" painted on its signboard. As you enter the tavern, a whisper runs through the locals as they recognise you. It's him. Some put down their mugs and stare. You are somewhat surprised that none come over to you to hear tales of adventure, which is something that I often enjoy doing. Walking over to the counter, you ask the old innkeeper for a room and a hot tub, but she ignores you and shuffles over to the great oak door, pushing 6 large bolts into place. You don't think she took that hot tub comment the wrong way, do you? Vic, good to see you. Good to see you. Paul, good to see you. Yes, good to see you too, my friend. I'm a bit early today because I was out late last night, and I know by the time it comes 10 o'clock, I'm going to be absolutely wasted. Only then does she turn to you and say quietly, "That will be 5 copper pieces for the room, and 1 more for the tub, in advance, if you please." You reach into a leather pouch on your belt and toss the coins on the counter. She says, "I'll meet you up there in half an hour." No, she doesn't. She hands you an iron key, but at that very moment there is a loud knocking at the door, followed by a voice shouting, "Open up, open up. This is Owen Caroliff." The old innkeeper shuffles over to the oak door again and slides open the bolts. Then a fat and balding man dressed in rich scarlet robes bursts into the tavern, looking around frantically. He sees you and walks quickly in your direction, huffing and puffing. He is a man certainly not used to haste. You notice great beads of sweat on his forehead in the pale candlelight of the room. As he nears you, he calls out urgently, "Stranger, I must speak with you. Please sit." This sounds urgent. Oh, here we go. Okay. Here we go. "It's important that I speak with you." When he turns to the innkeeper to snap his fingers for food and drinks, you can see that he is obviously of some standing in the town, but his face is full of anguish and sorrow. Being curious, you decide to hear what the man has to say. He pulls out a chair for you at a table, bidding you to sit down, and the innkeeper bustles in with a tray laden with hot broth, roast goose and mead. Sounds perfect. The man in the scarlet robe sits opposite in silence, watching you as you feast, as though examining you for some purpose of his own. Finally, as you push your plate away, the man leans forward and says in a low but anxious voice, "Stranger, I know of you and seek your aid. My name is Owen Caroliff, and I am Mayor of Silverton. We are in great trouble and danger. We are living under a curse, and it is I who must rid us of it. 10 days ago, 2 messengers of evil rode into town on huge black stallions." That seems a little bit familiar. "Stallions with fierce red eyes. It was impossible to see the faces of the raiders, for they were long, black cloaks wore and hoods pulled over their faces. Their voices were cold, and each word spoken ended with an unnerving hiss. They asked for me by name, and when I came to greet them, they wanted to take my beloved daughter, Muriel, to stay with their master, Zanbar Bone. No doubt that you know he is the Night Prince. Of course, I refused the demand, and without another word, they turned and rode slowly out of the town, heads down and shoulders hunched. I knew then that beneath the cloaks were hidden the skeletal and soulless bodies of spirit stalkers. This sounds like bad news. Zanbar Bone always uses them as his messengers, as they will complete the mission or die in the attempt. They do not die easily. Only a silver arrow. Oh, here we go. Oh, we can pick a let's take a picture. Let's go with this guy. Hang on. How do I turn the page? It's not exactly... Is it right? Come on, page, turn. Oh, we can see the adventure sheet here, by the way. You click on it and it... Oh. There we go. We don't need to see the adventure sheet. But we do need to go to the... Stop it. Mark! Sorry I'm late, but was otherwise occupied. Yes. Good to see you, Mark. Well, to be honest, we've only been going a short time. This is the intro to the adventure. How do we turn the page? I just clicked it before. What is going on here? No. Oh, man. Come back. Resume. It won't let me turn the page. Oh, man. Do arrow keys work? Dragon Shadow, you are a genius. Yeah, good to see you, Mark. I sent out an email, so hopefully you got that. Amiga, Toby, when you get to a stopping point, did you have any more 2D6 news? I kind of derailed the whole conversation, and I wanted to make sure I didn't distract you from anything. That's fine. No, I'm quite good with distraction. Usually I just got one to the other. No problem. Yeah, that was basically it. We had all that at the beginning there, so level 10 generator. If anybody wants to give that a go, they can. Working on the animal companion, and we sent out the digital tier stuff last week for not Legendary Dungeon, but the previous products that you would have ordered with this new Kickstarter. The heart, right, here we go. Only a silver arrow through the heart will release those evil beings from their eternal twilight existence. Who knows what it would take to kill Zanbar Bone? Maybe we'll find out. That same night, after the spirit stalkers left, our troubles began. The Night Prince was angry and determined to harm us. 6 moondogs came, each stronger than 4 men, each with razor-sharp fangs. Sounds like something I have to deal with. They stalked through the town, entering homes through open windows and killing the poor people inside. Grim. Come on. All right. In the morning, we counted 23 dead, so we barred our windows and bolted our doors. Yet each night the moondogs return, and we are unable to sleep for fear that they might find a way into our homes. Some people are now talking of sending Muriel to Zanbar Bone. Those whimpering traitors, I should have them flogged, but what good would that do? There is but one hope, and that rests with you, stranger. There is a man called Nicodemus who, for reasons I'll never understand, lives in Port Blacksand. The place is commonly called the City of Thieves, as it is the home of every pirate, brigand, assassin, thief and evildoer for hundreds of miles around. I think he lives there just to get some peace from the likes of us. He is a wise old wizard and is unlikely to come to much harm, even in Port Blacksand, for his magic powers are great. He alone is capable of defeating Zambar Bone. He used to be a friend of mine many years ago. We will need him, and I beg you to bring him to us. None here dares enter Port Blacksand. Will you? You will be well rewarded if you help us, stranger. Take these 30 gold pieces for your journey, and take this sword to use and keep. I guess I wanted to have a baby dragon as a companion, lol. Would take some balancing. Maybe I have to sacrifice some power skills of my own to tame it. Question mark. Ooh. Well, that is a possibility, maybe, Amiga, but I'm looking at it like there aren't dragons in Corridine, I'm afraid. Maybe we need a fictional character option. We'll see. Or you could adapt it yourself. You could even create your own little expansion that allows you to create dragons if you wanted. All right, so here we go. It sounds pretty dire. As Owen Carolith rises, he pulls back his scarlet hood to reveal the finest broadsword you have ever seen. He hands it to you. Scarlet robe, sorry. Pulls the robe back. He hands it to you, and touching the edge of the blade, you are surprised to see a droplet of blood fall from your finger. You then examine the marvellous ornate gilded serpents twining around the hilt. You have never wanted anything so badly in your life before. You stand up and hold out your right arm to Owen. He shakes it eagerly, saying, "You must set off at first light of dawn. The moon dogs will be gone by then. I shall be forced to stay the night here also. So let's drink to our destiny, and may the gods be with us." For the next hour, Owen talks about your coming journey, explaining in detail how to reach Port Blacksand. Later, you gather up your backpack and furs and climb the wooden stairs to your room. You sleep uneasily, despite the security afforded by your new broadsword, as you are more than once woken by the sniffling, scratching and howling of the roaming moon dogs outside. By dawn you are already awake and dressed, determined to reach Port Blacksand quickly to find this man Nicodemus. As you leave the tavern, a black cat scurries past your feet and you almost trip. A bad omen, perhaps. I don't think cats are bad omens, to be honest. No dragons except me. Ha ha. Oh, how the wheels in my head are turning. I'll name it Shadow in your honour, says Omega. Okay, here we go. This is the first Ian McCaig picture. Fantastic. When I saw this, when I first saw this, I always kind of thought that the helmet almost looks like it's on back to front. I don't know what it is about the way it's drawn, but it's still an awesome image. There's so much character and there's sort of in the setting, and he just piles stuff in behind this character. Exactly, Mark. The walk to Port Blacksand takes you west some 50 miles across plains and over hills, fortunately without any harmful encounters. Eventually you reach the coast and see the high wall surrounding Port Blacksand and the cluster of buildings projecting into the sea like an ugly black mark. Ships lie anchored in the harbour and smoke rises gently from chimneys. It looks peaceful enough, and it is only when the wind changes that you smell the decay in the breeze to remind you of the evil nature of this notorious place. Almost as if Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi are looking out onto that scum, that hive of scum and villainy. It's not that helmet, it's the collar. It looks like it's... Maybe that's what it is, Robert. How are you doing, Robert? Following the dusty road north along the coast to the city gates, you begin to notice fearful warnings, skulls on wooden spikes, starving men in iron cages, suspended from the city walls, and black flags everywhere. As you approach the main gate, a chill runs down your spine, and you instinctively grip the hilt of your broadsword for reassurance. At the gate, you are confronted by a tall guard wearing a black chainmail coat and iron helmet. He steps forward, barring the way with his pike, saying, "Who would enter Port Blacksand uninvited? State the nature of your business, or go back the way you came." How will you respond? This is right. First, we've got three options here. To tell him you wish to be taken to Nicodemus. To tell him you wish to sell some stolen booty, or if you wish to attack him quickly with your sword. Wow. If he's the town guard, I mean, that's going to bring a lot of attention to my activities. And do we really want to do that at this stage? I quite like the thought of bringing in the Nicodemus name, because he's obviously someone of influence, and they may think that I'm associated with him. Booty, Mark says. 49. Oh, dragon! No spoilers, my friend. Come on. Let's not do that. All right. I am going to go with the Nicodemus one. We came to that conclusion. Clearly, we don't want to attack this guy, do we? So we're going to go with Nicodemus. The guard replies that he will send for an escort to take you to Nicodemus. Fantastic. He reaches up to a small bell on the wall of the guardhouse and rings it 3 times. Almost immediately, 2 other guards come running out of the house, and you are surprised when they each grab hold of one of your arms. Get away! What? The guard with the pike looks up to the sky and laughs, saying, "So, you want to see Nicodemus, do you? How would you like to see the inside of a dungeon cell instead? Guards, take this fool away to be shackled and throw away the key." How will you deal with this sticky situation? Wow. Stopping by between running therapy groups. I'm a therapist by trade and at work. Daniel, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. I learned... Should have gone for the booty, Mark says. I learned in the other games, never attack a town guard. They are OP. I learned... Oh, right. Okay. Well... That does seem to make sense. I wasn't going to attack the guard, and then 2 of his mates just appeared anyway, like within seconds. So, 3 options. You wish to allow the guard to take you away. Attempt to fight the guards. We aren't going to do that. Always go for the booty. Talahar says, yeah. Or if you want to try bribing the guards. God. This is a difficult one already. This image, is that upside down? All right. So, bribe. I see. Dragon, you don't know the spoilers, do you? You're just randomly guessing, aren't you? I see. Let's try the bribe. Okay. You tell the guards that you will make it worth their while if they release you and allow you entry into the city. How much will you offer them? Oh, blimey. Seriously, never read this book. We're going to give it a go. Right, so, oh, God. How many gold pieces did I have to start with? Let's have a little look down here. Doesn't say there. Map, options, bookmarks, home. I think there's some way of flipping this up, but I can't seem to do it. That brings that up, and then you've got just stuff. Usually you can kind of go, gives you more of an option. Right, we're gonna go with 10 gold pieces. Halfway. I think you have 30. I think you're right. It's City of Thieves. Everyone's corrupt. It's in the title. Smarty pants. Not everybody's going to be a thief, surely. Surely. 10 gold pieces. The two guards holding you look at each other and then at the other guard for a decision. He nods at them and they release their grip on you. As you pay him 10 gold pieces, he gives you a piercing look and says, "If Lord Azure finds out that you are in the city without a pass, you are as good as dead. I'd get one if I were you. As for Nicodemus, find him yourself." Suppressing an urge to draw your sword, you turn and walk into the city. Well. Already it's been pretty tough. What's the backpack thing in the centre? Well, I clicked it and it just brings up the adventure sheet there. And that springs this bit up down the bottom. And then options is just... doesn't seem to... If I go to options, general... doesn't give me a... music is there? So maybe a little bit of music. Tavern Tales. Does anybody hear that? I can't hear it. I don't have my speakers plugged in. Try pressing I. That's a good idea. I'll get rid of this, but it's not letting me do that now. Look at that. How irritating. Alright. Just pops up with that now. Eye's not doing anything. Okay, where would you like to go? So here we go. Through the main gate you see that the rubbish-filled streets of the port are narrow and cobbled. Old and decrepit buildings line them closely, with their upper stories overhanging menacingly. Where would you like to go? If you want to go west down Key Street, turn to 95, Market Street or Clock Street. Let's go to Market Street. I just feel like maybe we could equip ourselves with some stuff first. That's gone. I. No, I. Go left. Too late. Alright. Walking north along the street, you see the entrance to a small herbalist shop on your left. Looking through the window, you see a wooden counter with a pair of scales on it, and many sacks of different herbs crowding the floor. There is a small archway leading out the back of the shop to another room. There is an open sign on the door, but the shop is empty. Oh, we're going in. We're going in. Here we go. Yeah, classic image here. Look at this guy. He's got an anchor on his forearm there. Bell at the back. Loads of herbs, and I like the way the glass is done on this cabinet here as well. Very cool. A small bell rings as the door opens, and a creature wearing a brown apron over his shoulder hurries through the archway from the back room into the shop to stand behind the counter. He appears human-like, but has very ugly facial features and pointed teeth. You realise he is a crossbreed. Probably not a term that they would use these days. Half man, half orc. A sharp axe hangs from his belt to remind you that Port Blacksand is unlikely to be a friendly place in which to do business. Right. What would you like to do? Well, I did say I want to buy stuff, so we'll maybe inquire about the herbs, and hopefully we can ask him about Nicodemus afterwards. Let's have a look. You are told that the smoking mixture... You are told that smoking mixture and a pipe costs 1 gold piece, and healing mixture costs 4 gold pieces per potion. Would you like to purchase any? I think we're going to buy some healing mixture. When you've paid the orc man the 4 gold pieces, he explains that placing the herbs on a wound will help to heal it. You add it to your provisions. Somewhat surprised at your good fortune, you leave the shop and walk north. Oh. Well, that's a shame. I was hoping to be able to ask him about Nicodemus, but that's pretty good. And I gain a luck point. So, let's just have a little look at my options here. Right. Map. Oh, okay, yeah, so we've got a map. That's pretty good. I didn't realise we had that. So Market Street, the Herbalist. Adventure sheet. Does he sell Malaco leaves? Yes, good question. Map is out. Maybe there's something down here, no? There's got to be a way of... Right, if anybody wants to Google how to bring up the inventory in the Fighting Fantasy game, that'd be very handy. Okay, on the right hand side of the street, you see a small tavern called the Spotted Dog. If you wish to enter the tavern, yes, of course we want to enter the tavern. Ah, it's just, these pictures are just so much information. This guy at the front here has obviously been watching Aliens. He's doing the knife trick with his hand there. And this dwarf at the front, there's some sort of dog creature, maybe it's meant to be a kobold, something like that. And this guy, what is this guy behind the bar here? The bartender, very cool. The old wooden doors open into a dingy, smoke-filled room. There are 8 round tables in the centre of the room with some of the most mean and shifty looking rogues you've ever seen sitting at them. At the back of the tavern is a long wooden bar covered in bottles and mugs. Behind the bar stands the innkeeper wearing a grubby apron. He is quite old, bald, and has an ugly black scar running down his right cheek. A black scar. Been trying to Google it and it's surprisingly hard to find. Damn. Found the following. The bishop's knife trick. Indeed, Amiga. It's fantastic, that scene. For 90% of the bugs in this game, find a way to die. Jump from crows. Oh. Then the bug will be fixed. Fantastic. That's really helpful. Seems the inventory wheel missing is a bug alarm. Oh. Oh. Yeah. That is annoying, isn't it? Well, maybe if I go to the main menu, go home, and then shut the game down and restart it, maybe that will do it. Just the old classic. Try pressing E. Oh man, you came up with that a little bit late then. That's alright. We'll sort it. Oh, I will try pressing E. That could be it. E for equipment instead of inventory. Ah, man, here we go. No problem. Resume. No. E doesn't work either. Neither does R or T or Y. None of those. F1, 2, 3. No. F1, F2, F3. No. Oh. Guess we're just going to see. Hi all, Jim! Good to see you. What is going on? Just returned from shopping with wife to get some notifications about streams. FF takes me back, playing with those my son 20 years ago. Fantastic. Tab. The only thing is, right, I remember before that it was just clicking this. Clicking on the character brought up. I wonder. Oh, I tell you what. Once we get into a fight, maybe no cue. Okay, maybe it will rejig it, reset it. We'll see, because the fighting affects the menus down the bottom, I think. So we'll just have to see. So these guys seem pretty rough. Ugly Black Scar. What would you like to do? To walk to the bar and talk with the innkeeper. If you want to join a table with 3 dwarves who are playing a dice game. That sounds appealing. To sit down at a table with 2 goblins who are arguing. That not so appealing. If you wish to sit down with 3 men who are sticking daggers quickly between their fingers on the table. If you want to leave the tavern and walk north. Well, I would like to think that I might be able to get the opportunity to do some of the other stuff if I don't talk to the barkeeper. I need to find out where Nicodemus is, really. Let's do that. The others do sound appealing. Hopefully we get a chance to do some of them. Oh, you walk over to the bar and order a drink. The old innkeeper scowls and tells you that he doesn't serve people from out of town. He pulls a dagger from his belt and, stabbing it into the bar top, tells you to leave. Oh my god. I think we've just got to... Seriously, okay, this is how I view this, right? I don't know whether Ian Livingstone has applied this logic to it, but if someone attacks my barkeeper in the pub that I'm at, everybody's going to defend the barkeeper. So surely that is going to be a massive problem. And I'm not welcome, am I? So I've got to leave. You must fight. Ah, walking towards you down the street are 2 men wearing black robes which cover them completely except for their eyes. On seeing you, they nod at each other and draw their swords. They are thieves hoping to rob you of your possessions. Wow, you must defend yourself. So I left the pub and have been attacked out on the street. Yeah. Okay, we've got a fight. Alright, you must fight. We will fight. My lord. Okay, so we are the white and they are the red. Fight. Yes. Okay, here we go, fight again. So I'm 6, he's 6. My skill is higher than his, that means we win. I win. Fight again. Yes. Oh, seems like things are in my favour. There we go. Defeat the first thief, now you must face the second. So it's a slightly higher skill. Oh man, that's not good. Down to 15. Oh no. Oh dear. What's the luck there? Ah, you are lucky. It's just a scratch. Take 1 less damage. Oh man. Come on. That was good. Come on, yes. Oh yes. The luck turned the tide then. It did. Excellent. Fantastic. Has that changed any? No. Okay. If you are defeated, if you defended successfully against this robbery, turn to this page, which we did. A search through the leather bags of the thieves produces 16 gold pieces and a glass phial containing a green liquid. Do you wish to drink the green liquid? If you would rather just take the gold and press on. Right, no. What have we got? We can, at least we can see we could gain some stamina. Green sounds good. Oh man. As you swallow the tart tasting drink, you see a filthy black cat run across your path. You have just swallowed the potion of misfortune. Your luck is reduced by 7. By 3. Down to 7. Hopefully, hoping that you might encounter better luck in the future. You set off north again. Okay. Alright. Yeah, we get the gist. This is a brutal place. Drink it. Why would a thief be carrying poison? Oh man. You put it that way, yeah, okay. Most of the houses in the street are joined in a long terrace, but you see one on the left side that stands alone and is set back. There appears to be a large wooden kennel outside the heavy oak front door. Oh, God. Alright. Yes, we're going to do it. We're going to approach. Here comes a dog. Uh-oh, testing my luck. After drinking that potion, you hear growls and a loud barking from inside the kennel. And suddenly an enormous black wolf rushes out of the kennel straight at you. A long chain is attached to its collar, and this may stop it from reaching you. Test your luck. Oh, I think we're okay. Excellent, you are lucky. I needed 7. I rolled 7. My luck now goes down to... No? You are, if you are lucky, which I am. Just check. No, it stays the same. Sometimes you lose a point of luck when you test your luck. The chain pulls taut and the wolf jerks to a halt, unable to bite you. You approach the front door of the house. You try to turn the large brass handle on the door, but it is locked. Oh, darn. If you have an iron key, which I don't. Peninsula, how are you doing? Hey Toby, did you stream last night? I can't find the video on your channel and I missed it. No. Peninsula, I didn't, my friend. I am streaming today, and I'm streaming a bit early because I had a really late night last night. As it turns out, streams are probably going to be Friday nights, quite a bit, or Friday afternoons. And yeah, so no, I didn't. There is a link in the description where you can put your name down for the streaming email list, which I then send out an email for when, just prior to when I'm going streaming, maybe an hour or 2 beforehand. So there is that option. There's a small ribbon tape at the top of the character sheet. Can you pull that up to show more of the sheet, because of the images on the Steam game page show more? Yeah. Oh, genius! Mark, 10 out of 10. I knew you could do it. It just took you so long. Okay, no worries. Friday. Fun day. Exactly. Here we go. So, I just figured out how to pull this character sheet up. Thanks, Mark. You're a star. Okay, so we've got... we do have a potion of strength and provisions times 11. Wow. 32 gold pieces. A majestic... Yep. Okay, we're going to use some provisions. Use it. Yes. Up to 18 now. Fantastic. That was so intuitive, lol. It was, wasn't it? There we go. Oh, and it goes all the way down as well. Fantastic. Right. Do you want to try and force the door open? Yes, let's try that. You take a step back, then lunge at the door with your shoulder, putting all your strength behind it. Roll your skill. So my skill is 9. Okay, I've got to roll 9 or under. Okay. Here we go. Ah! Die, sadly, you fail your skill check. Oh man, you fail. Failure. You run against the door with all your might, but it remains firmly shut. You decide not to risk drawing further attention to yourself and return to the street. You arrive at a four-way junction in the street. The street leading west is called Key Street. The street leading east is called Clock Street. Ahead, you see Market Street continues north, and a crowd of people are walking up it, cheering loudly and waving their arms in the air. You decide to follow them. Ooh. Oh man, I always thought this was quite a cool image as well. Look at this guy, the reaction, his facial expression as that tomato splashes against his head. Well, at least you don't hurt your shoulder and take damage for failing. I was so expecting a loss of 2 health points. Exactly, that was a relief. As you catch up with the chanting crowd, you see that they are carrying eggs and rotten tomatoes. Soon the street opens out into a large market square. All around the edge are stalls with vendors, hawkers, musicians and entertainers carrying out their business. In the middle of the square is an elevated pillory. Above the noise of the crowd, a trumpet sounds and the crowd starts to pelt the man in the pillory with rotten food. An old woman standing next to you offers you 2 eggs to throw. Not wishing to appear to be the outsider, you take the eggs and hurl them. But as you do so, the old woman picks your pocket without you noticing. Lose 1 gold piece. And, unaware of your loss, you walk away from the crowd and look at various stalls. Oh, good. We were hoping to do this anyway. The food stalls are selling fruit, vegetables, meat and hot soup. Corn and chestnuts for hungry shoppers. Along the west side of the square you see a man dressed in purple velvet playing a lyre. Would you like to buy some hot food for 1 gold piece? Yes, please. Okay, you purchase a plate of eel pie, beans and mash for 1 gold piece. It is a delicious meal, and after licking your fingers clean of every last morsel you feel restored. Gain 2 stamina points. Okay, awesome. We should be full up with stamina points now. If you wish to stop and listen to the music, yeah, we'd rather walk past a lyricist. Lyrist. Yeah, we listen to the music. The man stops playing and tells you he can bring you good fortune. For some of 3 gold pieces, he will sing you a song that will bring you luck. I'm very interested in getting my luck back up. Here we go. If you wish to pay the musician, yes. The man strums the lyre and sings a merry song all about you and your good fortune. He does have the power to make you lucky. You gain 2 luck points and walk on to the next stall. That could be quite important. Oh, another classic image. I just love that. The man falling behind him, his shoes are hilarious. And that line that kind of points out from his head just says it all, doesn't it? Okay, so the strong man. Let's have a look. A small circle of people are standing around a bare-chested man. He is enormous, and his muscles look as hard as iron. He is asking the crowd for a volunteer to play catch with a cannonball. He states that whoever drops the cannonball must pay the other 5 gold pieces. If you wish to take him on in his game, would you rather walk on? Well, what do you think, people? Is it a stupid thing to take this guy on at his own game? What do you reckon? If we have any takers, let me know. Shall I take? Don't do it. We're walking on. Behind the next stall is a young man with a pointy nose selling small weapons and items of equipment. The prices of his wares are chalked up on a slate. Would you like to buy anything from his stall? This is good. So we're obviously going to need to buy... I'll take a throwing knife, yeah. Climbing rope, yes. Why not? Bloody hell. Butcher's meat hook. How much is that going to cost? Large piece of S-shaped metal. Yes, please. An iron spike. Yes. That once belonged to Grand Cormorant of Fang. It's a collector's item. Special price. Just... Yeah, okay. No thanks, man. I think we'll leave the iron spike. Lanterns. Purchase 1 lantern. An ore lantern made of glass. That might be handy. Okay, so we've spent... Let's have a look at our character sheet here. How much gold have we got? 19 gold pieces. Oh, I'm going to get the iron spike. Yes, please. So we've got a bunch of stuff now. That could be handy. Anything could be. I'm against it, says Amiga. Right, let's move on then. In the next stall area, there is a small, brightly coloured tent. Attached to it is a sign that reads, Madam Star, Clairvoyant. If you wish to enter, of course, let's do it. Sitting behind a small table is a plump woman wearing bright yellow clothes and a scarf over her head. She smiles as you enter, bidding you to sit down. She tells you that a glimpse of the future will cost you 2 gold pieces. Oh man, we're going to do it. Looking into the crystal ball, she seems to go into a trance. She tells you that you are searching for a man, a wise man with magical powers. She pauses for a moment, then draws in a deep breath before going on to tell you that the man you are looking for lives in a hut beneath a bridge to the north. She warns you to be careful when approaching the man, for he does not welcome strangers. Then she looks away from the crystal ball and abruptly asks you to leave. Her face seems to be hiding something. Has she seen some dreadful fate awaiting you? You decide to leave the tent and head north. I predict in your future you will be 2 gold poorer. Indeed. Certainly looks that way. Okay. Alright. So. A hut beneath a bridge. If we see a bridge, we're heading that way. At the end of the market, a street named Bridge Street runs north out of the square. Okay. You decide to walk down it in the hope of finding the elusive Nicodemus. It starts to rain, and the tumbled down houses huddled together on either side of the street look as if they need shelter themselves. Most have their windows boarded up and are empty, but the door to one flaps noisily in the wind. If you wish to take refuge in the derelict house until the rain stops, if you would rather press on ahead. That's not ominous at all, says Amiga. Indeed. It's clearly a trap, isn't it? Set by Ian Livingstone. Do we do it? Do we do it? I think maybe pressing on might be the best option here. I don't need anything. I've got loads of gold. I've got loads of items. I'm fully health. Let's push on. Oh my lord. This is a fantastic picture. This one I'm actually not that familiar with. But this is awesome. Look at those skulls. Ah, oh, man. And the wind. You can see the wind. The paper flying around in the middle there. Awesome. Ahead you see a wooden bridge stretching over a dirty river. Various bits of rubbish are floating down to the sea on its black surface, and you squirm at the sight of a human hand passing by. The bridge supports and columns reach high above you, and you see skulls, both human and non-human, tied to them. The wind makes an eerie noise as it whistles through the bridge structure, reminding you of tortured souls crying out for help. Bloody hell, man. Almost hidden from view is a small flight of steps going down beneath the bridge from where you were standing. A one-legged man carrying a sack is crossing the bridge from the north bank. Do you wish to climb the steps? If you wish to wait and talk to the one-legged man. Climb down the steps. Wait, no tall dark stranger, I want my money back. Well, I'm curious about this guy coming. Is it a bit of a scam? Is this the wizard? No, surely not. I can't remember. Should we wait and talk to the one-legged man? Here we go. The gaunt-faced man looks thoroughly miserable. He sees you and shrinks back, telling you that it is not worth robbing him because he has no money. You tell him that you do not wish to rob him, but are seeking an old wizard called Nicodemus. He stares at you with a surprised expression on his face. For 2 gold pieces, I'll tell you where he is. Okay, he's going to say he's beneath your feet, probably. You decide to trust the man and pay him for his information. He definitely seems like a local. He pockets the gold and says, "You're standing on top of him. Nicodemus lives in a hut beneath this bridge." He throws back his head and lets out a shrill laugh before hobbling off on his crutches, obviously pleased with himself. You shake your head and walk over to the steps that lead down beneath the bridge. Well, we did know that. Blimey, aren't we stupid? Okay. Oh, here we go. This is a classic picture. So this picture here served another purpose. This featured on the front cover of another publication, but it was painted and filled in by Ian McKay. So this picture is quite something. The framing, there's a lot in it. The smoke, this character, very Tolkien-esque, isn't it? This looks like Gandalf. This is kind of how we imagine Gandalf sometimes with his bellowing and smoking and all that type of thing. Pretty cool. So, the smell by the water edge is terrible. Above you hear the sounds of footsteps crossing the wooden bridge. Built into the foundation of the bridge is a wooden hut. Drawn curtains obscure your view into the small building, but you know you are not welcome when you read the words "Keep Out" painted on the door in large red letters. You draw in a deep breath and knock on the door. You hear muttering and the shuffling of feet, and suddenly the door is thrown open. Before you stands a white-haired old man with a long beard wearing long white robes. He looks at you sternly and says, "Explain yourself to Nicodemus." You are elated to find Nicodemus and tell him about Zambar Bone's reign of terror in the town of Silverton and why Mayor Owen Caroliff asked you to find his old friend to help him. Nicodemus frowns and walks back inside the hut, beckoning for you to follow him. "I can't believe you're playing fine." So, "Well, I'm at work. Have fun and I'll catch up." Sorry, David, I know. It was just the time to fit it in, my friend. I do apologise. I do apologise. But it's there for you when you get back. He sits down in a rocking chair and starts to talk in a calm voice. "I'm old and tired. I wish for no more adventure. I live here under Singing Bridge in Port Blacksand to escape the pleas for aid from people fallen on hard times. Hence, no one bothers me. But I do wish to help my old friend Owen. I will tell you how to defeat the Night Prince, Zambar Bone. Listen carefully." Nicodemus lights his pipe, and after a moment with it in his mouth, his eyes distant in deep thought, he exhales a billowing blue cloud and continues. "The Night Prince can only be defeated after sunset. In daylight hours, he exists on another plane. No doubt he will have his servants to protect him. But should you get past them, you will need something special to deal with Bone himself. To protect yourself from his entrancing stare, you must have a white unicorn in a yellow sun tattooed on your forehead. Normal weapons will not harm him. First, you must shoot him through the heart with a silver arrow. This will paralyze him, but not kill him. Then you must quickly rub the ground compound of black pearl, hag's hair, and lotus flower into his open eyes. With luck, he will decay before you in a matter of seconds. Whereas, if your arrow misses, I'm afraid you will die the moment he touches you." With this, Nicodemus taps out the ash from his pipe onto the bare floorboards. The items For the compound can be found in Port Blacksand if you search hard enough. But I regret I cannot accompany you. Nicodemus then draws you a map of how to reach Zanbar Bones Guard Tower from Port Blacksand. He stands up, shakes your hand and wishes you well. Leaving his hut, you climb the steps and cross the bridge over Catfish River. Bridge Street continues north a short distance before ending at a junction. So, I would say that this is clearly a wind-up. No. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? We'll get a silver arrow, shoot it through his heart, and then I've got to rub a ground compound of black pearl, hag's hair, and lotus flower into his open eyes. Jeez McGrees. Okay, compound. I'm going to write this down because we may be tricked a bit here. We need to find black pearl, hag's hair, lotus flower, and he may decay before me. Alright. Got that noted. Yes. Gonna take the ash. Very cool. If you wish to walk down Harbour Street, if you wish to walk down Candle Street. Let's go to Harbour Street. Let's do it. You pass a beggar in the street. He is sitting in the gutter and holds an empty tin in his hand. If you wish to toss a gold piece in. I'm a bit of a sucker for stuff like this. What's my knowledge? Ah, here we go. Attack him through heart with silver arrow. Can only be defeated after sunset. I didn't get that bit. Rub this stuff. Oh, so we've got the notes. White unicorn in the yellow sun tattooed on the forehead for protection. Honestly. Wow, okay. That's weird. Right. None of that stuff I bought before was any good. Okay. Alright. Yes, let's do it. Gain 1 luck point. Well, that's okay. You know. 1 gold for 1 luck point is a deal. Continue west. A narrow alleyway runs south off the street between 2 houses. If you wish to investigate the alleyway, why the hell not? Hey? Ahead, the alleyway is strewn with rubbish and discarded possessions. Suddenly you hear a growling and you see movement amongst the rubbish. You draw your sword just in time as 2 wild dogs, each 1.5 meters long, leap at you. You must fight. Okay. Oh, they're not too bad. Oh, you can escape, but we're not going to. We're going to fight these buggers. There you go. I think we're okay. Look at that. Easy peasy. Right. Oh, this one's even easier. Oh. God. Both miss. I have to get double 1 to miss. So this is very easy. Yeah. 21, double 6. So it's an exact strike. Okay. Excellent. Defeat the beasts. Okay. Did you purchase golden flowers from the florist, Mrs. Pipe? No, I didn't. If not, oh my word. There's nothing to be found in the alleyway, so you return to Harbour Street. Ah. You head... Ahead you hear the noisy clatter of galloping hooves on the cobblestones. You hear the noise of wooden wheels and an arguing voice followed by a crack of a whip. Someone is rapidly approaching in a horse-drawn carriage. If you wish to stay and see who, if you would rather hide out of sight behind a barrel and watch Let's do it. We're going to see who it is. We've got to encounter... Oh, my word. Another classic image. Look at that. Ian McCaig. Fantastic. You step out into the middle of the street and wait. Suddenly a pair of horses come galloping into view, pulling an ornate gold carriage. The driver sees you and cracking his whip yells, "Make way for Lord Azure!" If you wish to step out of the path. I don't think we want to encounter Lord Azure yet, do we? Do we? Alex! Good to see you. Welcome in. Right, let's try. Let's have a look at this. Just to step out of the path of the incoming. Yes. As the carriage thunders by, the driver lashes out as with his whip. You lose 1 stamina point. You curse the driver of the carriage as it races out of view, rubbing your neck where the whip has raised a wheel, a welt. I don't know. If you are still standing, you may set off west. Yes. But if the crack of the... Oh, no. Don't want to do that. Right. Okay, cool. So look at this picture. Another fantastic, awesome picture. Can you click on them, actually? You can. Make them bigger. Look. How fantastic is that? There's people in the window up here having a bit of a cuddle. And they've got this lovely prawn, is it? On a... I don't know. What's that there? A lobster. Some guy careering down the street. There's a lot of motion and action in these pictures. That's why they're so cool. The birds flying around. You can almost feel the breeze. There's a guy here in front of me wearing a patch. Let's have a look. The street gradually starts to run downhill. The houses end at a tavern called the Black Lobster. I thought it was a lobster. And the street opens out on a quayside. A stone jetty runs out to sea, and tied to it is an old galleon. It is flying the skull and crossbones, and is probably one of the many pirate ships that anchored to that anchor in Port Blacksand to offload their booty. Is that booty, guys? Harbour Street turns right at the jetty and runs north parallel to the shore as far as you can see. If you wish to walk down the jetty to climb aboard the ship, wow, that's a pretty bold thing to do, don't you think? Yah for booty. Yay for booty. You're doing the pirate version, weren't you, Talahar? Let's face it. Yah! If you wish to walk down the jetty and climb aboard the ship, we got to do it, haven't we? 399, that sounds ominous. A rope ladder hangs down from the stern of the ship to the jetty. There is a gangplank leading up the side of the ship. If you wish to board the ship by climbing the rope ladder... Yeah, let's do that. The rope ladder. Not the bloody gangplank. You reach the top of the ladder and peer over the handrail to survey the ship's deck. There are 2 large masts rising into the air from the deck. Wooden boxes, barrels and coils of rope lie all around. And one of the ship's crew stands on guard at the top of the gangplank. Good thing I didn't do that one. In the centre of the deck, there is a small cabin with an open door. Through the door you see stairs leading down to the lower decks. If you wish to inspect any of the wooden boxes and barrels, you will have to deal with the pirate on guard, or you can try creeping along the side of the deck to the stairs. We're taking on the guard. Confront the pirate. Here we go. You pick up a piece of wood and run as quickly as possible over to the pirate to try and knock him unconscious. Excellent. You are lucky. You needed a luck score of 10 or below. Here we go. Excellent. Oh no, we do lose one piece of luck there. Okay. The pirate does not hear you approach, and you hit him on the back of the head. He falls unconscious, and you begin your search. The barrels all contain rotten fruit, and the boxes contain manacles and leg irons. Perhaps this is a slave trading ship. There is nothing else of interest to you on the deck. You could walk over to the deck cabin to climb down the stairs to the lower decks, or lead the ship, walk back along the jetty, turn left and walk north up Harbour Street to investigate the deck cabin. We've got to do the deck cabin. Jimmy lad. Jim lad. Yah is even better indeed. Indeed it is. I found where you turn the page with the mouse, If you mouse over the center of the page, arrows appear. No, I'm just using the arrow keys, thankfully. Doesn't seem to work there, but oh well. Investigate the cabin, of course. The stairs lead down into the ship's cargo hold. It is empty. Opposite you, a corridor leads from the hold to 2 closed doors. You walk along the corridor and listen at the doors. From the door on the left you hear loud snoring. From the door on the right you hear nothing. Well, I mean, kind of inclined to go loud snoring, don't you think? Maybe. Or let's do it. Oh boy. Here we go. Look at this again. This guy. Look at this guy at the bottom. Look at him. He's squished. That cannot be nice. Oh man. Such great characters. I wonder if these are portraits of people that he knows. Asleep in their bunks are 3 pirates. Their room is small and contains only clothing and a few personal possessions. It looks as if the pirates have been drinking and gambling. There is an uncorked bottle of rum, a mug and a pack of cards on top of a barrel at the front here. Very cool. In the centre of the room, you notice that one of the pirates is wearing a small leather pouch around his neck. If you wish to creep up and try and cut it loose, let's do it. Let's do it. We're doing it. You edge forward, try to sneak close enough to the pirate to rob him. Here we go, testing my luck. Oh yeah, baby. Fantastic. You are lucky. You manage to cut the pouch loose without waking the pirates. You tiptoe quietly out of the room and close the door. In the corridor, you open the pouch and find 6 black pearls. You gain 2 luck points. If you have already done so, you may open the right-hand door, or you can leave the ship and continue your search at Port Blacksand. So we've got the pearls that we need for the compound. Fantastic. We're going to try the other door now. The door opens into a small room in the centre of which stands a steaming hot tub of water. You could hide behind the door inside the room to see who is about to take a bath, or you could allow whoever this is their privacy. What a question. Stay and find out whose bath it is, of course. After a few minutes, you hear footsteps coming down the corridor. The door opens and a man walks into the room wearing nothing but a towel around his fat stomach. You watch as he drops the towel and lowers himself gently into the tub with a loud sigh. You could surprise him by drawing your sword and utter a loud ahem, or you could creep out of the room back to the corridor before he notices you. Well, we got the black pearls already. We could sneak away. Yes, Talahar. That could well be the case. We're going to confront the man. Do we need knowledge? We need items, don't we? No. We're going to sneak away. We're going to let this guy sit in his tub. I can't see that we can get any items out of this situation. I think if we go to the sheet here. No, I don't think it's going to do us any good whatsoever. So we're going to sneak away. If you have not done so already, you may open the other door. No, we've done that. Or you can leave the ship and continue your search of Port Blacksand, walking north up Harbour Street. Let's do it. The street runs north along the quayside for a few hundred metres before arriving at a junction. If you wish to continue north or continue east along Clog Street. Wow, great name. The Final Fantasy app also has a history of the Final Fantasy series, which is an interesting read. Yeah, I've got You Are the Hero by Jonathan Green. The history of the game books. And it's fantastic. I've read it. Really good book. loads of info. I think he's done an updated version. Jonathan Green has always been a chronicler of the series and a writer for it as well, I believe. So, yes, great read. I love that book. Let's go out Harbour Street. We've been on it. We may as well try and reach our destination. The houses on the right-hand side of the street are small and weather-beaten. Old women sit outside on the front steps cleaning fish and mending fishing nets. They are large and jolly, talking to each other and frequently rolling about, bellowing with laughter. The fishermen do not appear to be home. The street and the quayside come to an end at a great iron anchor. You could speak with these women, or turn around and walk back towards the junction. Let's chat with the women. The jolly fisherwives' plump cheeks are as round and shiny as red apples. You ask if they own any of the items you need, but they all frown and shake their heads collectively. Then one shares a piece of gossip. She tells you that there is a tale that hags have been seen disappearing down sewers to catch rats for their stew pots. However, she has never seen a hag herself. You decide to leave the ladies. You then walk back to the junction and turn left into Clog Street. So, down in the sewers, there's a hag waiting for me to get some of her hair for the compound. Clog Street is very narrow and lined with terraced cottages and the occasional shop. To your left you see what looks a small boy lying face down on the cobblestones, groaning loudly. A hood is pulled over his head and you cannot see his face. A wooden hoop and stick lie to his side. I think this is clearly a trap, but we'll see. Let's help him. As you bend down to help the injured boy, he suddenly rolls over and you see flashing bladed dagger before your eyes. The boy is in fact a goblin thief and you must fight for your life. He is strong but not a good fighter. Oh, he's nothing. We're going to deal with this guy. Look at that. One. Easy. Excellent. The goblin's pockets again, 2 gold pieces, a clove of garlic and some old knuckle bones. You add these items to your pack and head to the east along to Clog Street. Let's do it. One of the shops to your left is a candle maker's. There are many different coloured candles burning in the window. We're definitely going to go in the shop. Inside the shop you see a tall, thin man with pointed ears and fair hair pouring hot wax from an iron pan into a mould. The candle maker is an elf. As he turns to speak, you notice his eyes, which are ice blue. For some reason they appear very cold to you. He tells you that his coloured candles cost 1 gold piece each. You may buy as many as you wish. He then asks if you would like to see one of his magic candles in the back room. What does that mean? Lamenta, how are you doing? Good morning from Alaska to Toby and everyone for watching. Good morning to you, my friend. Hope it's not too cold over there. Right. Yes, please. Should we buy 2? Let's buy 2. Okay. Right, let's... we want to see the magic candle. Oh my god. Let's do it. The elf leads you to a strange room lit by purple candles which give a strange glow. It's very strange. You stand and stare blankly at the candles and drift off into a world of vivid dreams. Wow, bloody hell. While you're in a trance, the elf takes your valuables and 5 gold pieces. If you have any gems or items of jewellery in your possession, they are now gone. When you awake, you have no recollection of the theft and leave the shop thanking the elf for showing you his beautiful candles outside the east again. And head east again. Oh my god. Yeah, I know. God, thank heavens I can't bloody remember. Alright, so let's have a quick look at my character here. It didn't take... Yeah, I had nothing. I had no valuables. Got 8 gold pieces left, though. Okay. There's a silversmith. So, on the left is another shop. A sign outside reads Ben Borryman, silversmith. If you wish to enter the shop, let's do it. Oh, man. Did I lose 6 black pearls? Oh, flipping hell. No, they're there. They're there. Don't do that to me. No, I didn't lose the pearls, thankfully. I think it just was jewellery. If I'd had any jewellery, I'd lost that. We're going to enter the shop. A man wearing a white apron is sitting at a bench, busily polishing a silver goblet. There are several silver objects in a glass cupboard secured by an iron grill at the back of the shop. What would you like to do in the store? Let's talk to the silversmith. You ask Ben Borrowman if he has any silver arrows for sale. Oh, of course, the silver arrows. He replies that he does not, but will make one for you at the cost of 10 gold pieces. Oh, man. Oh, I can't afford it. You tell him that you cannot pay the price he's asking. He shrugs his shoulders. Well, do you have any food? You open your pack and he takes all your remaining provisions. He then starts to cast a silver arrow and you wait patiently as he makes it. Finally presents you with it and assures you that it will be accurate in flight. You thank him for the trouble and leave his shop. Outside you set off to the east again. Right, so I have a silver arrow. He took all my provisions, so I've got no consumables. I've got the potion of strength still, which is a bloody good thing. He's not a very good thief then, no, clearly. You soon arrive at Junction. Go north to Tower Street or south to Stable Street. Go to Tower Street. Just ahead of you, 3 men are involved in a fight. The 2 younger men appear to be attacking an older man with iron bars. Oh, man. Let's help the old dude. Okay. You draw your sword and rush to help the old man. He's lying on the ground and the other 2 men are beating him and trying to take his leather bag. You call out and they turn to attack. Okay, let's do it. Oh, they're a bit tougher, these ones. This could be this could be the end of me. Good start. It's a good start. Still good. Still good. Ooh. It hits me for 2. Okay, come on. Yes. I'll do it. Fine. Nice first Robert down. Oh. Here's my luck. That's fine. Just a scratch. Yes. 2013. Come on. Oh. This is close. Oh yes. Double 6. Should be critical. Yes, that'll do it. That was tough. That was a tough fight. That's pretty close. You are triumphant. Excellent. Enjoy your oh yes. If you prevail in your charitable deed, turn to 51. You walk over to the old man and help him to his feet. He's very grateful and offers you to buy you a drink at a nearby tavern. Let's do it. You follow the old man through the swinging doors of the Hog and Frog Tavern. He tells you to sit down at a small table in the corner while he shuffles over to the bar to buy the drinks. There are several shifty-looking characters sitting at nearby tables, but they do not seem interested in you. Soon the old man comes back to the table carrying 2 wooden mugs filled to the brim with cider. Once seated, he opens his leather bag and places 2 small pots on the table. He opens one and rubs the white cream in the pot on his wounds. He smiles and tells you that he is a chemist by trade, very handy, and that you should rub some of the cream on your wounds too. You take his advice and are surprised to feel the healing effect of the cream work quickly. You gain 5 stamina points. Fantastic. After a short chat over drinks, you say goodbye and to the chemist and leave the town. So I got to fight and restore some stamina. That was it. Well, that was a waste of time. Apart from saving his life, obviously. The Tower Street makes a sharp turn to the right. Going east between tall buildings, an iron bridge crosses overhead between 2 of the buildings and you see movement on it. Small cloaked people carry laden sacks between the buildings, apparently in great hurry. I'm going to call out to them. One of the small people stops and looks down at you. He mistakes you for a town guard and calls out to his accomplices to run for cover. Then he points a crossbow at you and fires a bolt. Ouch! Oh no. Oh no. Okay, you are unlucky. Oh man. You do your best to dodge the crossbow, but the bolt lodges deeply in your shoulder. You lose 3 stamina points if you're still alive. I am. You manage to get with great pain to pull the bolt from your shoulder. As you bandage your wound, the little man runs off into the building on the left. There does not appear to be an easy way to catch him, so you walk under the bridge and continue east. Oh boy. And now the old man robs you. Right, so we are down to... we're going to drink the potion of strength. Yes. Okay. Maybe that was a bit premature, but I think that's what we needed to do. To your left, you see a large wooden barn set back from the houses. 2 horses are tied to a post outside the barn. The smoke rises from a crooked chimney on top of its low, flat roof. If you wish to walk through the barn doors, alright, yes, let's do it. Good game. You soon realise that you are in a stable when you see a large, bare-chested man wearing a grubby white apron, busy at work at an open fire. He takes a hot rod iron bar from the fire with his gloved hand and starts to hammer it into the shape of a horseshoe on his anvil. Sweat pours from his brow as he toils with the hammer. What would you like to do? If you wish to make conversation with Blacksmith, let's make conversation, or leave him to his labours. I'm not going to attack him. The Blacksmith removes his gloves and wipes his hands on his apron before asking you what you want. You answer by asking if he makes anything besides horseshoes. He replies that in his spare time, he enjoys making chainmail coats. In fact, it has become quite a profitable sideline of his, especially in a place like Port Blacksand. He tells you in great detail of the skill and labour that goes into making one, and finally inquires if you are interested in buying one. Oh man, they are not cheap. 20 gold pieces. Gotta leave the stables without buying myself a chainmail suit. That would have been nice. Coming towards you as fast as he's able to, is a man in tattered rags with a ball and chain attached to his leg. He is exhausted and collapses in your arms. His face is dirty. Get off me! With great difficulty he manages to speak, saying, "Please cut me free. The town guards are not far behind me. I have been locked in a dungeon for 2 years, but managed to tunnel my way out. I was robbed and unable to pay my taxes, so Lord Azure ordered I should be jailed for 5 years. Please help me." Further up the street you hear shouting voices, and then armed men come into view. If you want to cut the man's chains with your sword. Oh boy, oh boy. I don't think so. Man, you're going to the guards. The guards are pleased that you've caught their wanted man. They tell you that he is an escaped murderer. The chief guard hands you 5 gold pieces, saying, "Here's your reward. but you won't be getting another one. He won't escape again. You watch for a short while as they lead the shouting murder away before continuing north along Stable Street. Right, well, it's a shame. Oh, I haven't quite got enough to get some chainmail. On the right-hand side, the houses are separated from the street by a wooden fence with shrubs, trees, bushes and flowers behind it. There is a turnstile in the middle of the fence, at the side of which a sign reads Public Gardens Entry Fee 1 gold piece. So let's have a look here. What are we after? Are we after anything that is... we need lotus flower, don't we? We need to be tattooed as well with a bloody thing in the middle of my forehead. Okay. Yes, we're going into the garden, so we need a lotus plant. Ooh, here we go. You place a coin in the slot and walk through the turnstile. Although the flowers and shrubs are not outstanding, you're nevertheless surprised that such a place exists in Port Blacksand. Indeed, the gardens are not very large, extending back some 60 metres to where some houses back onto them. There are 2 paths to follow, one of which runs around the edge of the gardens and one that leads directly into the centre, where there is some topiary, as in cut bushes. Each shrub has been cut into the shape of an animal, and you decide to take a closer look. The path leads into a small paved area surrounded by the animal-shaped shrubs. In the middle, there is a stone plinth upon which sits a large earthen bowl containing lotus flowers. Yes, there is a painted sign which reads, "Do not pick the flowers. The gardener is somewhere to be seen, and there is nobody. The garden is nowhere to be seen, and there is nobody else about." Wow. Okay. Well, clearly, if you wish to risk picking one of the flowers, of course, we're doing it. Oh my God. As soon as you pick one of the flowers, you hear the noise of rustling leaves. 3 of the animal-shaped hedges have uprooted themselves and are closing in on you. Do you have a ring of fire? Ring of fire! No, I don't have a ring of fire. Burn, burn, burn. No. Okay, here we go. You must fight leaf beasts. You draw your sword and defend yourself against the advancing leaf beasts. They all attack at once, seemingly trying to crush and smother you. Let's fight the leaf beasts. We are in trouble. I think the tattoo is a joke. Oh boy. This doesn't look good. Come on, that's more like it. They're not that great, these guys. They're not that great. Here we go. Yeah, easy. We're doing this. That's the first one down. You are trying. Oh, they attack at once. So that was right. Okay, that's a combined effort. Stick to your day job, Toby. Yes. I have every intention of doing that. Okay. The things that were once leaf beasts now merely resemble the products of an autumn afternoon's raking. You run down to the turnstile, still clutching the lotus, and make your getaway into the Stable Street. The street ends at a junction with Mill Street, which runs east and west along the city wall. Looking east, you see a group of town guards marching towards you and decide to walk quickly west along Mill Street. On your left, you see a narrow lane, and ahead you see a young lad coming towards you, pushing a barrow laden with fruit. Wish to buy some fruit from the boy. Let's have a look here. Yeah, I think I do, because I don't have... The boy puts down his barrow and asks you what you would like to buy. He recommends his plums as being particularly refreshing. If it was 1 gold piece for a bag of plums, I think we should do that. Or if you have no gold, you wish to continue, right? We're going to buy some plums. The plums are sweet and juicy. You gain 1 stamina point. You wipe your mouth with the back of your hand and continue west. 307. Oh, look at these guys. Wow. Love the guy on the left. His shoes are just fantastic. There's something about that design of shield I just find hilarious. Walking towards you along the street are two huge guards wearing the black uniform of Lord Azure. He may have got those plums from the elf. As they get closer, you see that they are trolls, brutal mercenaries employed by Lord Azure as elite Imperial guards. To your right, there is a tree which reaches almost to the top of the city wall. Do we want to get over the city wall? Or do we want to walk past these trolls? Let's do that. Oh, man. You walk nonchalantly past the trolls, but they suspect something odd about you and call you over. Oi, what are you doing? They ask you where you live, and you reply that you are in Port Blacksand on a trading mission. They laugh scornfully and ask to see your pass. Wow. If you have a merchant's pass, which I don't. Uh-oh. Here we go. The larger of the two trolls tells you that you are under arrest for being in Port Blacksand without authorization. He tells you that he is feeling generous, however, and offers you a choice. You can pay a fine of all the gold in your backpack and be thrown out of the city, or spend a year with the rats and cockroaches in the dirty dungeon cell. The other trolls burst with laughter, saying, "Generous, ho ho ho. Oh, sour belly. You've got such a great sense of humour. If you wish to pay the fine and be thrown out of the city, no thank you. We're taking these boys down." You draw your sword and stand ready to fight the trolls. They seem pleased that you are going to give them a chance to practice their beloved sport of killing humans and advance towards you, swinging their battle axes. Sour Belly snarls and says, "Stand back, fat nose. Let me deal with this dog alone." Alright. Here we go. What's he got? Oh my god. This could be my downfall. Oh. Bum. What? Give me a break. Oh no. This is not good. Oh man. That didn't work either. Oh. Take an extra damage. I can't even. Oh man. I've got to get two more. Right, that's not bad. Come on. Come on. Come on, yes. This is close. Oh. Yes, come on. We can do this. We've got to hit him twice more. No, 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 no. Oh dear. Oh. The end. Should I post a screenshot of the dungeon level on the Facebook? Yes, please. Amiga, do it. Here we go. Oh, yes. That's good, that's good. Using luck from now on. Ah. No. Come on. Oh. How are we going to survive the next fight, though? That's the question. Yeah, Nico, I'm sorry, my friend. I'm on early. I was out late last night. I'm really tired. I just know I wouldn't make it through to 10. So I thought I'd just get in a bit earlier and just do a different time stream for people. And play some Fighting Fantasy. We did some news at the top of the stream, so you can always watch that back and have a look and listen. Hope you're well, my friend. Right, here we go. Oh! Yes! Problem is we've got the other one to fight now. Or you can throw your shield at Fat Nose and attempt to escape. Right, let's do it. See if we got any. Oh, I've got no way of. God damn, I could have done with a bag of plums. The fight with Sour Belly was tough, and you didn't want to push your luck. As Fat Nose approaches you, approaches to take you on. You throw your shield at him and dash off wildly along Mill Street. You may be down a shield, but at least you're still alive. You lose 1 skill point. Oh man, that's not good news. Wow, that was close. Behind you comes the sound of running feet. You look around and see a group of town guards chasing after you. As you stop to think where to run next, a boy runs out the house and shouts, "Follow me!" You have no better plan in mind, so you run after him. The boy races down to the bottom of Mill Street and turns left into Goose Street. He stops at a cart laden with hay and starts to talk frantically to a kind-faced old man saying, "Uncle, uncle, this brave person killed Sour Belly. We must help him escape." The old man speaks calmly to the boy and says, "Indeed, we owe our friend a favour. Quick, jump into the cart." You climb into the cart and cover yourself with hay. You lie completely motionless as you hear the running guards approach. They stop to speak to the old Thatcher, but he sends them running off down Goose Street. After they are gone, he whispers to you that he will take you to safety. You hear him climb onto the cart and urge the horse faster into a slow trot. The cart bounces noisily along the cobbled street, but you feel comfortable in the hay. The cart stops a few times and you hear questioning voices. About half an hour later, the cart stops again and the Thatcher calls out, "You can come out now." You poke your head out of the hay and are surprised to see that you're on the edge of a wood. To the west, you see the daunting shape of Port Blacksand. Do you have all necessary items to slay the Night Prince? You know. If you miss anything, or you have not been tattooed, it would be extremely dangerous for you to enter Port Blacksand, especially as many of the town guards recognise you. There's nothing else you can do but make a long walk back to Silverton to report that you've failed in your mission. Oh, man. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, God. Well, I mean, come on. What a way to end. That is just outrageous. That's outrageous. I mean, seriously. I mean, I know. That's like, I wasn't given any. What a wild ride. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. That is my failed adventure in the City of Thieves. I know not to get into the back of that cart now. When I do that again, you were nearly dead anyway. That's thanks, Mark. That's very true. I was nearly dead. Look, 3 stamina. I would have got it back. I couldn't have gone in the game though, could I? Well, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I think, and a good 2 hours, an hour and a half of Finding Fantasy is about right, I reckon. Well, I just got to see the end, lol. Matt, how you doing? Yeah, it's a slightly different time. I won't usually do streams this time, but I am thinking that maybe I might do streams maybe 5 to 7 potentially on a Friday. We'll just have to see. That might fit in nicely with how things are going. But yeah, as I say, I'm just very tired from last night, so I just knew that when I get to 10, I'll be like, I can't speak. So, which is often the case. Yeah. So poor old guy, he had quite an adventure. quite an adventure. Let's have a look at the map actually, quickly. So I skirted around, didn't I? I didn't spend too much time in some locations when I really should have done, perhaps. Yeah, once you get to the once you get to the where is it? The bridge. Then you're going to find everything after that. Yeah, awesome. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If you got any questions, add them in down below. Don't forget, there is a there's a link in the description, which is basically an email list. You can put your name there in that and sign up for the list, and you'll get an email notification when I go live for streams in future, if you want to do that. There's also a new list there, an Amazon list of things that could help out DR Games and our development and stuff like that. So that's something new that I've been encouraged to do by a few folks. It's just something to look at if you want to, that is. And what else is in there? There's also a link to the Kickstarter for late pledges, if that is something that you want to get involved with, or just your pledge for 2d6 Legendary Dungeon. That can be done there. Guys, thank you very much for being here. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Amiga. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Mark. Paul. Take care. I will be back next week. I say probably Friday. I've got a games night on Thursday. So it will be Friday, and we'll probably might do it 5 to 7, which is a couple of hours later, around about now, actually. So take care, guys, and I will catch up with you very soon.